The box office results are in for the first official weekend of 2015, and they break down like this. Coming in at the #1 spot for the third week in a row is the final Hobbit movie, The Battle of the Five Armies, taking in just under $22 million, bringing its domestic total to over $220 million and its worldwide total to over $722 million. In the #2 position is the new Disney film Into the Woods, taking in just over $19 million. In the third spot is the Angelina Jolie directed film Unbroken, making just over $18 million in its second weekend. In fourth place is The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death, making just over $15 million on its opening weekend. And rounding out the top 5 is The Latest Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, taking in just under $14.5 million in its third weekend of release. John, what stands out to you with these box office results?
There's a couple things that stand out to me. Number one, The Hobbit making over $720 million in just 3 weeks. That's becoming a behemoth. The second thing that's kind of interesting is that out of the top 5, but in the #8 spot, Hunger Games Mockingjay, it looked like it might be a done deal that Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be the #1 U.S. box office film of 2014. Looks like it's actually going to be Hunger Games. It's only like $8 million behind now, and it's still in 8th place. So it will probably overtake Guardians for the #1 spot. But the big thing that stands out to me is in the #10 spot, Big Hero 6, in its 9th week of release, is still in the top 10. I thought that's crazy. I got a screener of it, so I watched it a few times again over the holiday. I like that movie more and more every time I watch it. I still get disappointed by the fact that, you know, the villain is kind of a throwaway villain, whatever, but I'm charmed by that movie more and more I watch it. Into the Woods, we were just talking about it before the cameras went on. Now that it's out, because I saw it before it came out, I couldn't really talk about it. That movie, if for those of you who have seen it, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but you see it in the trailer, if it ended at the happily ever after scene, I would have given that movie like an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it that much at the time. But it didn't, and so it ends up being a 6.5 for me. 6.5, 7. Still, I'm glad I watched it. Still pretty enjoyable, but it dropped a lot because if it just ended at that point, I would have loved it. Anyway, what about you, Christian? What stands out to you about these box office results?
Unbroken at #3, again, making that. I thought it would fall off way more after its first weekend. I thought everyone that would want to see it would see it, and then that would be it, because it hasn't gotten the greatest reviews. It hasn't, and it looks great, but I think that the actual story of that movie is incredible.
Awesome.
The
awesome
execution
story.
of it, I think, was not, as far as the way Angelina Jolie crafted the story. However, to be #3 again, I thought it would. I didn't even think it would be in the top 5. So I agree. Women in Black. I'm happy that it's #4 and not #1. And then and Hobbit making that kind of money, like you said, it's a monster. So the 3 is the only one that really shocked me.
Mark?
I was actually happy about Unbroken because I think even though it didn't get the critical reception that people thought it might and the critics didn't love it, it's still a great story and it deserves to be told. So just because it's not necessarily an Oscar caliber film, I think people should go see it in the theater because there is a lot to look at with that movie and it's a very engaging story. The Woman in Black 2, I'm a fan of her previous work. I didn't see this new movie. I understand because it's a horror movie and those usually do okay opening weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And Night at the Museum 3. I wept like a baby watching that movie at the last half because of seeing Robin Williams in one of his last screen performances. So I think it's holding on, maybe partially because people they want to say goodbye.
Shep?
Well, I haven't seen The Woman in Black 2. I saw the first one, but I read earlier this week that they were like hoping it would get like 12 million. So the studio should be happy that it's in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read a lot of positive reviews. I don't think you liked it, right? But yeah, the surprising thing to me was Unbroken, because I'd heard so much bad criticism about the film, and then I saw it, and with my expectations lowered quite a bit, and I saw it with family. All of who wanted to see this World War II drama. So I get the idea that there's a lot of people who want to see this film just based on what the real true story is.
I think it's a generational thing too, because my mom and my grandmother both really wanted to go see it, and they saw it on Christmas because I think that it crosses over that boundary of, I'm of this demographic or this demographic. I think everybody wants to see this story.
It's also a testament to the kind of star that Angelina Jolie is, because people are very aware that this is, even though she's not in the movie, that she is involved in it, and she's been great at promoting it. She's gotten her face out there to associate herself to, and she's a big star. People go to see her stuff.
Oddly enough, I think Angelina Jolie was actually the weakness of the film. I
Yeah, I
found
agree
that
with
the
you.
direction of the film was probably the weakness of the
But
film.
not in promotion.
No. I mean, she has gotten behind the scene
Right.
full force.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.